go. We're back to my old METABO DH330 fitness planer, little side planer. Now, welcome to my messy hole here. I'm not in my actual workshop. It's usually where I just process my weighing-edged timber, you know, the parallel timber, the straight slab cut off a tree timber on my little machine on the side here, which you can't see, but never mind, we're talking about this. Now, I ordered some new knives. I ordered these new knives from China. Now, I bought 3 sets for about €50. So they're only, well, including delivery, what have you, that was. So, you know, they're very, very cheap. But are they any good? Now, I have been sharpening the knives in this planer myself, which is all very well, but they're not really resharpenable because there's no adjustment in these knives. You basically just flip them around to the other face if you want to. You get 2 cut edges on each knife, or you chuck them away and you get another set. But I have been sharpening them, but you can only do that so many times. Otherwise, they're going to be too narrow, and needless to say, you're not going to get a lot of cut. So what I've got to do is, or what I thought I'd do for you guys, was to have a look to see if these Chinese knives are any good. So I'm going to take this set out that's in there at the moment, and these are the METABO ones, the ones that came with the machine. If you'd be most kind and subscribe, and maybe click the little bell icon, because then you'll get a notification every time I upload a new woodworking video, and I know you'd be excited about that. And if you know this machine, you know as well as I do, the knives on these machines are stupid. They're rubbish. Now, machine design itself I really, really like. I think it's actually quite a clever designed machine, but the knives are rubbish. They're too thin. So what generally happens, you get all sawdust, what have you, gets trapped underneath the knife, and the backing plate isn't man enough to hold the knife flat, because they're only about 1 millimetre thick. I think it's 1 millimetre, or was it 1.5 mil? I think it's just 1 mil thick. Or was it 1.5? Oh, I don't know, I'll have a look in a second. So we'll just take this cover off and just see what's going on inside here again. There we go. And that is the deflector for the chips, whatever you. And it's also got a vacuum on this machine that blows off the motor and assists the sawdust to be extracted, which is quite good, really. So just tap that out of there, and now have a look inside. So let's have a bit closer on this, because the problem with this machine, like I said, the sawdust gets trapped behind the knives. Now that knife actually looks okay, but that one, can you see that there? We've got sawdust chips trapped behind the knife, and it's got a bend in the knife. Now, if I take out, loosen up these clamp bolts here, that will actually, that will go flat again. That isn't permanent because the steel's a bit sprung, but it's not very good, is it? So I'm going to probably try and, make a new backing plate, and hopefully we can solve that issue. But that's not what this video is about. What we're talking about here today is the actual Chinese imported knives. So let's turn that around so I can see what I'm doing. Right, so there are knives. There's 2 of those, one each side, and we've got a locking thing here that's supposed to, so you can't actually turn that around. But for some reason, I know why, because the cover is on, but that locks the actual knives into place. So apparently, you're not supposed to be able to turn it around. Oh, here you go. That's locked up. Basically, there's sawdust in there. So what you want to do is, on the side here, on this catch here, that pushes down, it's a safety device, so this can't rotate. So you've got to make sure that's got no sawdust in it. So at the moment, let's clean that out of there quickly. That should, that's worked better now. That's a safety device, so you haven't got that cover on, which normally pushes that down, so you can't rotate, accidentally switch it on and chop your fingers off. But we've actually got the machine plugged, as you should. So make sure your machine is unplugged. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to swap these knives over for the Chinese ones. So let's bring this over here again. Get these Chinese ones out of here now. these knives, they look okay on the face of it. They look pretty good. So there's 3 sets, 1, 2, 3, and they're working out about 15 to 17 euros a set. I have heard that you can get them even cheaper than that, but I don't know how good those ones are. And I'm testing these ones, and these ones were from AliExpress. No, actually, no, they weren't. These are actually from AliExpress. Yes, AliExpress. I bought these via AliExpress. Now, I've seen these on Amazon as well. They feel very, very sharp, which is reassuring, and hopefully they should be identical to the ones that are in there. And I think they're about 1.5 millimeters thick, but let's just check them with the verniers. Yeah, 1.5 millimeters thick. So let's show you that. So it's 1.5 millimeters thick. I don't know if you can see that on there. And then the width is 12 millimeters, just under ½ inch. And the length is obviously the length required to go in here, which should be 330 millimeters. Yes, they are identical. So let's remove these and just see what's going on here. We need to push that down on the side there so we can rotate it towards us, and now we should be able to remove these screws. And these are just ordinary hex Allen key screws. Moving them out of there like so. Just bring you in a bit. Well, I got bored of that, so I've got my battery drill. Finish them off. Now it's quite a good idea to get yourself a magnetic, or just a magnet to stick your screws onto, so you don't lose any. So if you're like me in the workshop, so easy just to dislocate them. Whip them out of there like so. Now you've got to be careful, there's 2 springs in there which you don't want to lose. 1, 2. Let's just make sure that the whole thing can rotate without any problem. There's nothing in the way, nothing to get trapped on. It rotates, no problem at all, that's good. Now we're going to replace this dust extraction hood. You don't want to oversize these screws because you're at risk of damaging the head. Next time you know, it'll be on there. So, not get that back on those screws, so we're pretty much there now. Those are things that top here, which is the extraction, but not one of that, not what we do. I just want to show you the Chinese, or import Chinese, they're nice, AliExpress, and they, hopefully they're going to work as they should. And the knife itself free down here. Another one, that way, or that way, go. So these are 2 originals then, one side. Now I'm going to pass it all through. But this way, plug in. I've got these smoke. It's a piece of like glue earlier. Let's see what happens to it. Hopefully, it's going to be effective. Assess what the actual finish is like. Assess what the actual finish is like. I'm going the wrong way! Okay. Hello there. Okay, this face here is what I actually planed using my Multico, and it feels okay, but a little bit of tear out in it. And this is the face I've just done with these new knives from China, and I have to admit that does feel a lot smoother. I don't know how I can demonstrate that to you, but that is a lot smoother than the Multico. I have to admit the Multico I've got set onto fast output at the moment, which does actually affect the finish because obviously it's transport speed. So anyway, these are my new planer knives that I got from China, and they're the old ones, they're the old Metabos. But these ones here that come in a neat little protective sleeve, which now I've got 2 more sets there, and the fact that I've always sharpened them as well anyway, so that gives me a little bit more life in the knives. And these have still got a bit of life in them, to be fair. So anyway, they're my little Chinese import from China knives, and it makes a lot of sense to buy them because it definitely seems to do the job. And if I get any problems, I'll make a video about it. They shatter on me or anything horrible and nasty like that, my God, that is a video. But otherwise, I will see what the quality is and how long they last, the edge lasts, what have you. So that's obviously quite important to us. But these ones, there's high-speed steel planer knives. It says Fort Delta. I didn't realise that. If this machine's got the same knives as the Delta, maybe that's why it's got the third hole. Yeah. And it says 333mm by 12mm by 1.5mm. And it's got some weird Chinese names, something about being since 1988. So that's also how old the company is, I imagine. But yeah, let's see how they do. So I'm quite happy with them so far. The finish is good. But if you most kindly give us a like and subscribe, and maybe click the little bell icon, because then you get a warm, fuzzy feeling in your pocket. And that'll be me uploading another video. And I know you'd be excited about that.